Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Hope when you see this, it'll be 3 days. 3 days are going well. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a great Christmas and a great New Year's Eve and was safe. I had a great Christmas. I had a good Christmas Eve. I did have a good Christmas Eve. I also had a good New Year's Eve, is what I meant to say. And I realized I got this Tupac shirt for Christmas, and the concrete that grew from the rose. The rose that grew from the concrete, put that backwards. And I really wanted to show it off. And I realized I'm doing a video on Little Kim. And notoriously, see that pun? Of course, her crew and Tupac and Death Row had a very notorious beef, East Coast, West Coast beef. And I'm wearing his shirt talking about Little Kim, which she did do a diss on him on her original um demo for Big Mama thing. Him and Faith Evans, but Biggie was like, no, which I feel like is just so crazy. Like, why are you so messy, Biggie? I know he's not alive, but we still gotta hold him accountable. He's very messy. Uh he had a lot going on. He had a wife, had a girlfriend. He was doing too much. He was abusive. It was a lot going on. So anyway, but I wish I did have a Little Kim shirt. That would have been very appropriate. I'm wearing the Tupac shirt, so it is what it is. I did want to show it off, but anyway, I just had to talk about that. And they weren't friends. But before we officially begin, obligatory self promotion. Poems inspired by music. What if I ruled the world? I keep reversing everything today. What if I ruled the world? Poems inspired by music. My first poetry book. The back of that thing. Always linked everywhere. It's everywhere. So let's get into the video. So technically, this one in my top 10 favorite albums, I've already reviewed, and I've reviewed the number 9 and number 8 spots already. And then after that, I have not reviewed them officially on camera. So what I did was, I said in my short video, if you didn't see it, I'm going to re-listen to it like I've never listened to it before and make new notes and then compare both sets of notes and see what I thought the first time I fully listened to it and reviewed it on camera and what I think now. That's what I did. So we're going to give an artist biography. I can't remember if I did that the last time. I don't know if I did. But we're going to give a brief biography for Little Kim. She was born Kimberly Denise Jones, July 11th, 1974. She's better known by her stage name Little Kim. She's an American rapper. She was born and raised in New York City, lived much of her adolescent life on the streets after being expelled from home. In her teens, she would freestyle rap, influenced by fellow hip hop artists like MC Lyte and The Lady of Rage. In 1994, she was discovered by fellow rapper the Notorious B.I.G., who invited her to join his group Junior Mafia. The debut album, Conspiracy, generated 2 top 20 singles in the United States and was certified gold by the RIAA. So that's a little bit. Very tiny little bit, because she's done so much. So I just want to give a little bit of background on Little Kim. If you've never heard of her in your life, which I can't believe anybody would never have heard of her, but I also know some people don't listen to rap, so it is what it is. So we're reviewing Hardcore today. That's her debut album. It came out November 12th, 1996. It is rap. Where can you stream it? YouTube Music, Apple Music, Pandora, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Amazon Music. I used Apple Music. That's what I subscribe to. What are the vibes for this album? So my vibes for this album are confident, raunchy, and dominant. And we're going to get to my favorite songs, my least favorite songs, and my overall second opinion, technically. So I've already kind of looked at my old notes, and they're different. But let's get into it. So one of my first favorite songs is Big Mama Thing featuring Jay-Z. Very bold start-off track for the album. Very brazen and confident, coming out the gate with fire. Classic bop. It is what it is. It's just classic. This one I knew I was going to be a favorite again. It's Drugs, which technically I guess is featuring the Notorious B.I.G. He's not credited, but he's on the song. This is one of my favorite songs when I listened to the album the first time fully, and I still love it. Biggie definitely brings the smooth vibes with his vocals. Very opulent, decadent, and raunchy. Love it. Queen Bitch is the third and last favorite song. Classic Lil Kim song, shows off her flow well and clever wordplay. Definitely one of my favorite songs by her. Classic Bop. And now we're gonna get into my least favorite songs. Spin a Little Dough. It's like definitely a cautionary tale on not taking the rap for a man. Like if he did the crime, let him do the time, okay? Cause he ain't gonna hold you down. Shaking my head. I wish the storyline was like more linear about her 3 year bid and more details about that specifically. It was kind of like stuff about like outside of her doing her bid. Like in the beginning, she talks about you didn't come to visit me and I wasn't there 3 years. I kind of wish they had kept that storyline throughout the whole song. And then Crush on You is so weird. It's featuring Little C's, but it is only Little C's. Uh, it's still so weird not hearing Little Kim on the original song. I know the story behind why she didn't record the original, but it's still so strange. I think I talk about it in my other overall opinion, so I'm gonna hold off on like why, because I think I do explain it later. So let's get to my overall opinion. I did peek at my old notes a little, and I did give this album a 9 out of 10 originally. But of course, it's in my top 10. It's a 10 out of 10. It's gonna be a 10 out of 10. But I feel like the first half of the album is more energetic and fun versus the second half of the album. I wanted more of Kim alone and not her having to reference Junior Mafia as much because it was her debut album, which I realized they like did their album like I guess was it a little bit before? Does it say what year? Yeah, it was a little 2 years before. But I wanted to hear Kim just talk about Kim and what she liked. Um, yeah, this was her debut album, so she definitely deserved to shine. Yeah, she deserved to shine alone. But of course, overall, this is a classic rap album and showed that Lil Kim had the talent and confidence to rap with the men and still bring the sexiness. And I also want to add, I like the versatility. It was like, of course, talking about sex, drugs, um, money, but it's also like, they had different skits. It was like different subject matters. It was really interesting, like the versatility. I really love that. So I wrote a Senryu. I'm gonna put this in the description, as always, because I could not remember what originally I wrote because it's only a 2 sentence poem, but I think it's a structure. But I could not find in my notes like what the structure was supposed to be. So I just decided to do a new type of poem structure for my second review. So Senryu is called like a human haiku where you talk about aspects of human nature or emotions, but it's the same like 575 lines. So I wrote one and it's called Fantasies into Realities. It's inspired by the song Drugs. Spoil me and indulge me in all my lavish dreams and make them all come true. So I think the last line is really 8 syllables, but I wanted to say what I wanted to say. So yeah, that's what I wrote for my second review, and we're gonna talk about my first review now. So my overall vibes for the first time I listened to it were mafia, crime, sexually upfront, luxurious, hardcore, no pun intended, lol. My favorite songs were Big Mama Thing again. I love the sample and how much bravado she comes with right away. This is one of my favorite songs by her in general too. Shows how sexually confident she is and bold with it. So I kind of said the same thing. Drugs again. Kim's verses were all great and witty. Biggie's great on the chorus, and the chorus is very creative, showing off how great she is and sophisticated style-wise she is versus other women. I was really specific in this one. I'm gonna be honest. This week I was sick and I was on my period, so I'm gonna be honest. I was not as motivated, but I got it done. So here we are. And then Queen Bitch again came at her best. I think this is her best flow has ever sounded as far as I've heard. She delivered on this track. I put like 100,000%, and I love how she killed this track. She made it her own from Biggie giving her pointers. This is another one of my favorite songs from her in general. and Not Tonight. I thought maybe I put Not Tonight in my original, but I for some reason on my second listen I was like, I don't know about this one, but apparently I liked it. I like that she's asserted. I think I meant to say assertive about what she wants sexually. When I was younger, I was shy about my desires, but I relate to her feeling disappointed, so now I feel the same way. Never settle for less, always be vocal about what you want, which is a good message of a song. So the original, I did put my favorite lyrics. I did not feel like doing that this time. So, but I'm gonna read what my favorite lyrics were if you did not watch that video. So, nothing make a woman feel better than Berettas and Amarettas, butterless and mad cheddars, chilling in the beds with my amigos, trying to stick a nigga for his pesos. So, and then I have another line from the same song. Uh, yeah, I'm Mama, Miss Savannah. Usually rock the Prada, sometimes Cabana. Sticky for your cream and your riches. Those like a board, three more, Prince Diane, and all them rich bitches from the song No Time. I did not include No Time since Diddy is on it, and he's in a lot of trouble. So I was like, I gotta mention him. Um, so then in Queen Bitch, they were, I think it's just one, no, it's two lines. Of course, I don't sound as good as Little Kim, so bear with me. Lyrically, I dust them off like Pledge, hitting hard like sledgehammers, bitch with that platinum grammar. I'm a diamond cluster hustler, queen bitch, supreme bitch. Uh, I love that diamond cluster hustler line. Say that 5 times fast. And then the other line, got buffoons eating my pussy while I watch cartoons from Queen Bitch. Love that. You getting sexually pleasured while you're, enjoying a hobby of watching cartoons? Nice. Okay, so then we have from Big Mama Thing, which is crazy. This is like, I think this is the first line actually. I used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips to the shit, handle it like a real bitch. Had the hunter, Jen Jack me, take it in the butt. Yeah, Zaz, what? And then it says, can't tell by the diamonds in my rings. That's how many times I want to come. 21 and another one and another one and another one. 24 carats, nigga. That's crazy to be the first line of your entire album. Insane. I mean, after the introduction, but like, wow, really opening it up, opening it up, hitting hard. And then from Drugs is, ladies and gents, your dopest host presents extravagance, and the lady frame, leaving cum stains, niggas remain in awe. When I brought a Dillinger, throw it to your jaw. Ah, never a flaw, never before seen such a such magnificence in a black princess. Which I love that line. We're talking about being a black princess. And then my first overall opinion was, I think this album was a great debut for Kim. I think he showcased her talent and bravado very well. Can't say the same things. I think the album started off memorable from the intro to the final track. Even though the last track wasn't, I have a typo. I didn't even fix this. Okay, anyway. Even though the last track wasn't one of my favorites, I think the storytelling was done well. I was surprised by the Crush on You only having little C's on it. I wonder why they wouldn't swap it out, but I read the story behind it, and Kim was pregnant and felt sick, so she wasn't able to record the ending of the album. And yeah, she got pregnant by Biggie, but I think she had. I mean, I don't think she did have an abortion, but I think she was more sick from the abortion, maybe, versus like the actual pregnancy. So she couldn't record it. So other than that, some tracks that weren't my favorites, I would give this album 9 out of 10. Of course, now it's a 10 out of 10. I feel like Kim Camp came onto the scene strong with this album. The first track after the intro to the very end. There are also so many memorable lines in this album, so it's a classic. So then I also wrote a poem based off Drugs called Blue Princess. Black Princess, the queen, the only one that you should love and lavish with blue hundreds. And I'm 1,000,000% sure this is some kind of form, but I don't have it in my notes. I just I don't know what I did. I guess I just did the form and then just did not put it in the notes. But I'm sure it's probably a poem form and I just don't remember what it is. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Little Kim hardcore. Um, I'm very excited to keep doing this series because then this will be my trifecta because I've done the series for my favorite movies, my favorite horror movies, and then this was the last one. Maybe one day I'll do my favorite books and then I'll review all of the books individually. That'll be interesting to have to reread a book. Um, so yeah, but maybe I have to. I feel like I need. I don't know. I feel like I've read so many books in my life, but I haven't kept track. I feel like of every single book. So then that would be something like am keeping track now. So then maybe I could make a top 10 video. Maybe I'll make it of like the last 2 years because this is like, although there's some I can remember from like college and like high school and stuff. Well, not maybe not college because college was crazy, but high school I remember like a few, and then I'm trying to remember is there any like create like books that were not like textbooks for college, and I can't really remember. But in high school you read a lot of fiction, like literature and fiction and stuff. So we'll see. That would be interesting series to do. But yeah, do you love Little Kim? Do you hate Little Kim? Do you love Tupac? Were you on the West Coast side if you were alive then? I was, but I was like a child because I was born in 91. So this came out when I was like 5. Yeah, I would have been 5 because my birthday's in October. So yeah, I have no stake in this. I love them both. And I love Foxy Brown, who is next on the list. Um, and yeah, those are my thoughts on Little Kim and Hardcore. I love her. She's one of my favorite female rappers and one of my favorite rappers in general. And I think she's great. She's a pioneer. She is amazing. I I need her to become innovative again, but I feel like it's kind of hard coming from an age where there's no streaming and it was purely sales to like having to be in a streaming age and you kind of have to conform to what is popular instead of. I'm not saying you can't be a trendsetter, but I feel like it's kind of harder now than before. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next week.